And like, I think in today's time, we live in a life where like seeing is believing. Like, we live in a life where like, if I can't personally like, and this is what's interesting, right? If we go back to like these biblical stories, the same people he did miracles for were like the same people who were like crucify him. So like, even in that time, seeing is believing wasn't enough. And I don't think we're any smarter than I think we have more access to information, but like those people saw and believed, and some people were healed and experienced like his miracles, and still in the end they were like, crucify him. And I think we would do the same thing. Like, I think Jesus could walk in the room right now, heal something wrong with you, or tell you about your future, whatever you want, and 3 weeks later when you were having a hard time, you would be like, was that really Jesus? Like, is Jesus really there for me?
Yeah. It's crazy to think, because you're like, you know, in my head, I'm like, man, if he just like healed my broken leg, then of course I'd always follow him. Yeah. But I can think of so many times where like my own father did something nice for 100%. Me, and then a week later I'm like, oh, I don't know why he's being a jerk. I don't know why he's a jerk to me.
You gotta say dick. It's okay. What? No, but I 100% agree.
This is not a family podcast, like, apparently.
Us wanting more. Like, you're always gonna want more. There's always gonna be something that needs to be fixed. There's always gonna be a problem to solve.
100%.
And I do agree. In fact, I think Jesus would have less impact if he existed in today's time. I think it's a lot harder to be able to get people to believe, even to a certain level.
Okay, I think
that he did.
If Jesus is God, which I believe he is, he would have as much impact as he wanted.
As he wanted, sure, but then you would have to always factor in the time. Because you can almost explain away almost any miracle you see with magic. And if it's not magic, you can also argue like,
well, what's magic?
That's the thing, right? Because some of it is actually just sleight of hand. Some of it is just a fake, like, oh yeah, like you thought I did this, but you didn't see my pinky in the back that day.
So healing a leg, what kind of magic is that?
You see, but here's the funny thing, and you're Nigerian, so you know this. There's a bunch of pastors back in like Nigeria who pretend they'll bring in a person, they'll be like, I'm about to raise this person from the dead. They'll come, and then the person will raise up, but it's literally the person wasn't dead. They literally were just playing the beat.
Okay,
you know, like, you can fake stuff.
Now you have to question: was Jesus faking it?
That's a great question.
Or can Jesus and God change reality?
That is an interesting question.
Can they change what they can do at certain points in time?
What do you mean? Can they change reality? I think is a different question than do they have the power to override reality because they created it?
Like splitting the water, like something like that. In the Old Testament, they said that other people can also do like magic things. Now we obviously don't see people doing those kind of things.
I think people
exactly 100%.
I think people still do them. We just don't see it.
I can also kind of get there with you. Like, to a degree, yeah, we probably just we're not able to experience that, especially because if you're from Nigeria, you understand that there is always, you know, like a certain type of spiritual thing that goes on down there, you know, babalawo and stuff like that. But like, I don't know. I think you can also argue, why would God want to override reality? Like, why? If I have enough power in order to let things play out, or say I want it to play out my way, which one would I rather do? Depends on what it is, right? If you're operating out of love, you probably don't want to override how things play out. If you're operating out of your will and wanting things to go exactly your way, then if you have the power to, you will override it.
But it's like giving a knife to a kid. It's like you can love that kid and just take the knife away.
Yeah.
Maybe it was too much power for us.
100%. I think one thing's interesting when we talk about, like, I guess, like God, that I think we're discrediting is like, let's talk about the Egyptians like running through the middle of the water, right? They saw the sea split, got to the other side, were getting led by a pillar of fire in I think wind.
Okay.
And like a few days into being in the desert, we're like, we want to go back.
Yeah.
The power of God has never convinced people to believe.
Yeah.
And I think in today's time, we're so caught on like needing to like see and experience, and like we weren't those people. Like we didn't get to experience it firsthand. But like over the course of thousands of years, everyone who's got to experience or see, at least collectively, I'm not going to take away from individuals, but collectively, people who have got to see the power and the ability of God have always went the other direction because it was like they kept needing to see it. And I like, at what point do I need to know like you care about me or you care about me because we're friends? And how much do I need to like, oh, Michael or David didn't call me. And I think that's how we feel about God. Like if God, it's like we don't have enough faith for God to like just live. You know, and it's like we're saying we want free will, but we need to see him controlling everything to have belief. And it's like, what do you want?
But that it also like look at a relationship, right? Like you don't fundamentally. I don't think you wake up and like tell your girlfriend every day like, "Do you love me? Do you love me?" But there is the like at least I'll say in my relationship, like let's say I'm going out and she's still home, I'd be like, "Okay, love you, kiss, bye," stuff like there is certain little acts that kind of reassure you.
Wow. Okay, now let's do this, right? The God who created all things gave us the ability to breathe, to have food and eat. Like, they're the perfect amount of cells in our bodies to function.
100%.
Right.
And we don't think about that is what you're going to go?
Yes. Like, think about all these things that's constantly affirming how much we're cared about. And we're asking for.
But that goes to the human perspective of needing something a little more, because great point, right? But then your mom gave you this, your dad gave you this, and you're here. You don't think every day like, oh my God, thank you, Mom, so much. Thank you. I understand what you mean in terms of just like there is a certain amount of reassurance you already have if you just wake up and you're living, right? But fundamentally, and like I said, I'm not fully agreeing, but I'm kind of playing devil's advocate. There is a need to want to be able to like still feel that, right? That's why you pray every day. That's why at least a lot of people pray every day. Or if you're going through something, you might be like, God, I really need this right now.
So if our ability to experience God from just his creation and what he's doing for us daily, like the fact that we have the rhythm of how we should breathe or that our heart is beating automatically, if that's not enough, like we then, in the same way you go to your girlfriend to tell her you love her before she leaves, we go to God because God first came to us. And we can experience that like level of reassurance and like love that we need.
Yeah.
But so many people are unwilling to go to God. So, and then they get mad at God like, wait, like things are not going well. I'm not going to appreciate what you're already doing and have already done.
Yeah.
And now like instead of like going to you, I'm just going to be mad at you because XYZ happened.